And we're up here on the top of the bridge, and as you can see, there's an old pathway here that's been cleared, and these stones have been kind of squared off along the edge. It almost looks like there used to be a wall there, maybe a retaining wall, and maybe a horse path here, horse and carriage path, or who knows. And there is a sign over here that says this area is under surveillance. This artifact collection is prohibited here at this site. Code of Regulation, Natural Resources, South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, protected site. And you know, look at the aging on this wall here. It's kind of been washed out here, as you can see. Some mushrooms going under there. And you can kind of tell the age of the stone. See this white markings on the side of the stone appear to possibly be lime. Some kind of sign of aging stone here that can show significant age to this site. There's a bunch of these marks here along the way, all throughout the site. Very prevalent. It almost looks like somebody might have tried to paint this wall, maybe to protect the stone. But it's really hard to say whether that's the case or not, but you know, that's a possibility. And if you just look, there's a lot of moss growing up along this, and a lot of this stuff has kind of fallen away on the lower part. And you know, this is just kind of a sediment top of the bridge. There is likely a bottom to this that might have just been covered up by sediment over the years. You can see there's a kind of a little channel of water that runs through here from higher up over there. That might have just washed it out, and it could be excavated and cleared out to see what that floor looks like. And some people have you know, carved stars and names into a lot of the stuff, I guess, from the trees and some of the stones. Now look at the straight edge right here that's been preserved. That's looking in impeccable shape. A perfect 90 degrees right there. And then lower, there's a shine of quarrying right there. And there's even a hole that you can see right through the wall. The lower parts that have been washed out. The front stones seem to have been pulled away, maybe by water erosion. And look at that on the lower part, a lot of aging, a lot of erosion. On the top, however, much more clear. It almost seems like the floor may have been at this level here, going straight across, because we don't really see much of a flat edge on these lower stones. And that would kind of line up with the level here that goes across to the higher basin up there. And I've got my girlfriend Heather here documenting the footage with me. Hey Heather.
Hey.
Thanks for being here with me. This is such an exciting site. Today's my 40th birthday.
Happy 40th, baby.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, this is an amazing site.
It's just an incredible site. It's just so beautiful and so inspiring. It's just a highly compelling site, you know. We got
highly compelling.
all this great stuff. Thanks to Mystery History, we've been following these guys.
That's right.
And they've got some amazing ideas about some of this stuff. And we've lost a lot of our history and the herstory that came before it from the Golden Matriarchy that was overthrown during the fall of humanity at the building of the Tower of Babel, and the language confusion that came around then. I hate to digress from this wonderful site, but you know, I think a lot of people are familiar with Sumer and Babylon and have not really understood why we have this current day society that has been divided with the divisive mechanisms of the Babylonian mystery school, disempowered, But the city Ur, from which Abraham of Judeo-Christian religions and Islam was from Ur, and he was sent down to Egypt and to Canaan by one of the gods or kings of the Sumerian and Babylonian civilizations from the site at Ur, which was overtaken by pillagers that came in, that heard about Sumer, came in, heard about all the beer and the festivities, and came in and just kind of swarmed the city, and it was overthrown by invaders, and I think it was burned to the ground. So at the city of Babylon, they made steps to protect mankind against itself by dividing us so that we didn't overpopulate these areas and deplete their resources like they did in Ur. They originally were able to support the people that were coming in, and over time so many people came in, they ran out of resources and food and water and provisions, and it's just a sad story. You don't really hear about the sad tales of Ur, also known as Uruk, or Uruk, is how it's spelled. U-R-U-K. But that's kind of to set the setting for how, you know, we've been lied to about a lot of things, and we've been divided. And through this process, we've lost a lot of our actual true history of how things are built, when they're built, what's going on around us. They've poisoned us with food and medicine for thousands of years. And it's a good chance that was for the point of keeping us under control, so that we didn't lash out at each other and try to get too chaotic, trying to take the power away from the elites. But they've done a good job at it, and a lot of people have just been hammered down and kind of bought into the false history that's been provided to us. And this site might be a very good example of that. Now, it's said that some of the site was built in 1800s, but as you can see, a lot of the stone up here and in the upper archway has a lot more signs of aging. The lower stones down below in the arch do look a bit more new and have less signs of aging, and might have been refurbished to preserve the site at a later date. Now we're going to go take a look further down on some of the trails off of here. There's more corporal tunnel bridges going through in an old style culvert, and some of these stones along the side that seem to have been squared off to maybe a retaining wall. Just so exciting.